Hello and welcome to Starfield. Well, we came across this space station belonging to House Verun. So we went investigating that with Andrija here. Managed to restore it and we've ended up in another system. So we're now in this place called Dazra, which is in the Phanteks system, which is not actually all that far away. Apparently they've been doing some experiments. This is House Verun, by the way. They've been doing experiments on board this space station. Somehow they put like a grav drive on the station. I was beginning to wonder if they were doing some like experiments for wormholes, but now I think they've been trying to contact the Great Serpent. I think. Anyway, we need to go through this initiation process ourselves to become one of the promised. So what do I need to do then? So I need to walk the Serpent's path. Okay. So yeah, in order for me to now help these, I need to walk the Serpent's path. Otherwise, they're not going to let me help them at all.
The path lies before you, but it is up to you to walk it.
Okay. Well, that's... well...
I will await you at the end of the Serpent's path.
Okay, so out of curiosity, why has it been such a long time since anyone else was converted?
A difficult question. The original converts were accepted in the years after House Verun first made contact with the settled systems. Once the Serpent's crusade began, there were fears that anyone from the outside could be spies, infiltrators. And after the crusade, few were eager to join. When Jinan Varun's son Jarek took power, we pulled back, rejected contact with non-believers. We removed any avenues for converts to find us. But there were those among us who hoped that one day we might help others see the light of the Great Serpent's teachings. And if we can survive our current situation, your presence here now might sway opinions on future converts.
So what exactly is this cave?
It has served more than one purpose for our people over the generations. For a brief time it was home, but then in his wisdom, Jinan Varun saw fit to turn it into a way for those outside House Verun to begin to learn, to join us in following the Great Serpent. That ended after the Serpent's crusade. It feels right to see it used again now, in our time of need.
And is there anything else you can tell me about House Verun?
The Serpent's path will tell you what you need to know for now. After that, the Council awaits. After that, I will be at the temple as I always am. And I will offer counsel as I would to any of the promised.
Yes, that's why we're doing this, to become one of the promised. So you're a herald, are you?
I am. I carry on the traditions that Jinan Varun began and maintain our people's connection to the Great Serpent. I and others like me look after the temples and offer guidance to those who need it. And now, it seems I am called upon to help the Serpent's call fill a new vessel. Truly, I am blessed.
Okay.
Farewell.
Well, thanks for telling me. So hopefully this is just information. As you did say, I mean, normally people of the Verun, they like become part of the promised and presumably learn things.
Before House Verun, there were humans. First on Earth, then scattered among the stars. And like all humans, they were lost souls, wandering in the dark, looking for a path.
I see what you mean, so I've got a choice of paths to go down. Gotcha. I mean, yeah, from I think what you was saying is it's like they learn information as they grow up as children, but we're coming in as an outsider, we know nothing, so we don't learn anything. And we've got to literally start from scratch. And, I mean, whereas those people learn over time, we have to learn in a very short space of time. Ooh. That doesn't go anywhere. It's not much good. Somebody's notebook. Okay.
One particular colony ship housed several hundred of these souls. They were each alone and isolated, individual tiny flames that could be snuffed out at a moment's notice.
Oh, I see what you mean. She's saying, yeah, so these were colonies, because these were people who left Earth and somehow ended up on this path, this religion of the Great Serpent.
But Jinan encountered the Great Serpent and was given the gift of knowledge. He shared his knowledge with those around him and lit the way for them. They followed his guidance and his light, and they cast aside the burdens of their former lives. And thus, House Varun was born. Now you too have the chance to cast aside your burdens, to relieve yourself of anything that holds you back.
It's optional, I suppose. I mean, it's anything I don't particularly need. I mean, there's a lot of things I could throw away, but don't particularly need that. This doesn't seem to be of any use to me. There you go, you can have that. It's of no use to me. It is a burden that I carry.
The people's hopes and fears and dreams were entrusted to the Great Serpent. They made the leap of faith that brought House Varun to greatness. You may now follow in their footsteps and take that same leap. Embrace the Great Serpent, and he will embrace you.
Okay. This is well out of booster pack, really. I'm just saying. So yeah, so they give up their burdens. It's fine, because it's all a religious thing that they're following.
The people of House Varun settled this world, at first in these very caves. Jinan Varun himself slept among them in these shelters. It was here that he spread the word of the serpent, and it was here that the people of House Varun first understood the truth of the shrouding, the Great Serpent's return. It was here that the people of House Varun first understood the truth of their place in the universe. He will encircle the universe he created, and all those who do not follow will be cast into shadow. And the people weighed this knowledge against their former lives, and saw how they had been blessed despite the difficult new life that awaited them. You too would do well to feel that solace amidst the pain.
Ooh, corrosive liquid food. That's not painful. So is that the optional thing? Oi. Careful. Intriguing.
Until that day comes, we are the voice and the hands of the Great Serpent. Our every act a sacrifice to hasten his return. Make now a sacrifice to prove your devotion. And remember, whether in life or in death, all must serve.
Okay. We're gonna sacrifice a grove. Yeah, I'm sensing a theme here. Anyway. Is that it?
Let us begin the final ritual. While none since none had stood before the Great Serpent, we can all feel his presence. To solidify his bond, you are presented with a simple choice. Before you on this dais are several items. They represent different aspects of House Baru's connection to the Great Serpent. Pick the two that call to you. Place them on the altars. Offerings to the Great Serpent that he may fill you with his spirit and make you promise.
Okay. Devotion seems an obedience. There's a bit of a religious thing, so another one. Intriguing. That is some weird stuff going on.
And so you arise, one of the promised of House Varun. Did you feel the Great Serpent working within you? Do you feel born anew?
Yeah, choices. The odd thing is, which you may or may not know, there is actually other ways to be born anew.
Yes. Your confidence is impressive. To truly commit to the Great Serpent requires utter devotion and unending obedience. I grant you the title of Reverend. All will know you. All will trust you. Above us, in the grand ship morning, jewel of the Varun fleet, the High Council awaits your arrival. Serve them. Serve the Great Serpent. All must serve.
Oh, what have we signed up to?
What did you need?
Doesn't matter. I was going to
Until
actually
next
retrieve
time.
you. Yeah, I was going to retrieve you, but apparently you've turned up anyway. Come on. I'm going to go and speak to somebody. I'm assuming you didn't go through that sort of stuff. Let's have a look. Doesn't say I need to retrieve her, but was just standing around for some reason. Yeah, being a religious thing, I was sensing it was like those two probably, or whether it results in other things, I don't know. Just that religious element, like, just saying. Didn't say I couldn't take them. Right, you come on. You gonna get in? You can stand out there if you want. I mean, it's up to you, but I'm gonna go up the lift. Okay, well, you know. You're gonna follow. Now, I need to go to the ship, don't I? At least I think that's what she said. Ooh. Well, we're not in
How may I
orbit.
assist you?
Good question.
Welcome, Reverend. You stand before what remains of the High Council, advisors to Anasko Varun. We are all that is left after the disaster that has befallen our people.
Oh dear.
I represent House Dulkev. Jamal is from House Kadik, and we are joined by Lovek of House Vital. We are, all of us, hopeful that your arrival in Dazra and your clear connection to Anasko Varun, for the first time in weeks, represent some semblance of hope.
So, hang on, I thought, are you not all... Yeah, I knew this was like House Varun, so I thought it was just House Varun. So, why are there other houses then?
Collectively, we unite under the banner of House Varun, pledged to follow Jinan Varun and his descendants. But our society is not a monolith. Jinan, in his wisdom, shepherded the first of us into families that we might grow and prosper. Our three families have for generations now helped to govern the people of House Varun, and offer counsel to our leader.
Oh, okay. Well, the thing is, I don't actually have a connection to House Varun, though.
But you do. We have only seen brief glimpses of him since the incident. But you heard him speak. How can that be taken as anything other than providence? Please, just allow us a moment to explain.
By all means, Malabor. I can't wait to see how you spin this.
Please, can we just for a moment...
Can we just for a moment what? Discuss whether or not to allow the first convert to House Varun since before any of us were born? A bit late on that, it seems.
You were not there. You did not see Anasko. It felt different. We have already wasted so much time...
You're correct. I was not there. Because you elected to travel to the spaceport on your own. And then decided this on your own.
Do not waste time with more bickering. Anasko, and by extension House Varun, suffers with every passing moment.
Of course, Lovek. My apologies. Please, Malabor. Do go on.
Anasko Varun, like his father before him, has relied on the teachings of Jinan to guide us. Anasko wondered if perhaps it was time to seek guidance directly from the Great Serpent, and so sought a means of reaching out.
Perhaps he found the teachings inadequate.
Careful, Kadik. You tread on dangerous ground.
I mean nothing by it. We simply were never consulted on the matter and do not know the full motive.
The point is that a series of experiments have taken place over the years, utilizing grav drive technology to hopefully make direct contact with the Great Serpent, Similar to Jinan Varun's initial meeting.
And then something went wrong.
We do not know what happened. We were not inside the Scaled Citadel at the time.
Had we been, we wouldn't be standing here now. We'd be like the rest of them.
A great tide of energy emanated from the Scaled Citadel and swept across Dasra. Much was destroyed in its wake. Those caught in the blast have been left in a state of confusion, trapped halfway between our universe and the vortex. The Citadel itself remains in such a state. Right there and yet beyond our reach. We can only assume that the experiment is still running, somehow preventing us from entering the Citadel. We cannot get in, so we cannot stop it. We're beginning to lose hope before you arrived.
What exactly is this here vortex? Because it sounds like what I suspected. I was beginning to think it was like something about wormhole technology, and then once I saw Anasco, it sounded like he was trying to do something to try and get to the, the Great Serpent. So when you talk about this vortex and vortex phantoms, but what is this vortex?
Forgive me, I am no scientist, but as it has been explained to me, what we call the vortex is the space between universes.
Oh, right. So how far back are we going? I mean, when did this actually occur?
It has only been a few weeks.
Oh, wow.
There had been efforts to put together some kind of response, some plan. But they had fallen apart.
So, where do I come into this then?
Your arrival and your interaction with Anasco shows that he can still be saved. The plan had been devised to access the Citadel, but the work stalled. Clearly, it is time to move forward with it. The current head of our science team, Ekris, should be in Jinan Plaza down below us, towards the Citadel. Tell him about your experience with Anasco, and that work on the morning device must proceed.
That's interesting, that. So he was trying to reach the Great Serpent through that grav drive, caused by the sounds of the original. That's how they found them. So they must have used grav drives to get here, and somehow
Did you need something?
No, somehow they must have got into this space vortex. It's between universes. Okay, so they've gone into an emergency process.
You will speak with me?
Hold
May
on.
the Great Serpent... bless you.
Okay, so I can't talk to her. What do I do?
Yes? Did you require something?
Just out of curiosity, do you use Sirac? Joe?
Indeed. Serac was my cousin.
Alright.
I know they were assigned to the Oracle, and Motherboard relayed their final report sent by the station. They walk with the Great Serpent now.
And is there anything more you can tell me about Sirac?
Serac was a respected scientist, dedicated to the Great Serpent. They spent every moment engrossed in their work, a true testament of faith. It was their greatest honor to be selected for the Oracle.
And what's going to happen to that Oracle that's up there now?
The Oracle's fate will be tabled for a future discussion. We have more important issues at hand.
And just out of curiosity, how many people were actually up there?
87 souls reside with the Great Serpent
Oish.
now. Many were some of the finest scientific minds House Varun had to offer. They will be remembered alongside those we lost here in Dasra. Of course.
That's a lot of people. So what was this place like before the experiment, really?
It was breathtaking. A true testament to the will of Jinan Varun and our faith in the Great Serpent. To have started from nothing and to have accomplished so much. I pray to the Serpent that we can someday reclaim all that we have lost.
And where were you when this actual experiment went wrong?
I was outside the city, visiting a friend at his farm. We saw the flash of light from inside, and by the time we made it outside, you know, in that moment, I worried it was my fault. That I had somehow not been faithful enough, that I had not believed. I still find myself worrying that we are being punished. That we have affronted the Great Serpent in some way. And that this is our penance.
Okay. Thanks for that.
Good to see you. Yes?
So, what you're saying is the High Council runs the houses that are under Varun then?
No, it's complicated.
Oh.
Jinan Varun himself established the rules. Let me see if I can make it easy for you. The Speaker has supreme authority. He is the voice of the Great Serpent. The houses each handle some function of daily life and are individually run by the Elder of the House. Each of the houses also appoints a mediary to the High Council to inform and advise the Speaker. It's a separate position from the Elder, with a lesser degree of authority and prestige.
Yeah, it does seem a bit complicated.
Perhaps. It keeps the Speaker free to concentrate on the larger issues, while allowing us some amount of control over our lives.
So, you weren't overly enthusiastic about me becoming part of House Varun, were you?
Don't take it personally. We have been through so much these last few weeks. The Council is attempting to claw back some semblance of order from the chaos, steer things past this somehow. And then Motherboard goes and throws you into the middle of all this without even consulting us. It's just one more breach of a protocol that barely exists anymore. I am over it, I assure you. It is good to have you with us, and we are finally moving forward.
Okay, well that's good to know.
Great Serpent keep you.
Intriguing. So it sounds like we've got to find out what went pear-shaped. That experiment. Find
Do
a
you
way
know the
to
scientists out
contact.
at Hamadi Station?
The old married couple? Azad and Shireen, if I remember right. I've met them a few times. They seemed a little eccentric, but were otherwise quite nice.
That's them, yes. They're apparently looking for some help with their research. They made some kind of discovery that has them troubled.
Good luck finding help at a time like this.
Indeed. Yet the Serpent provides for the faithful, so who knows?
Nothing is truly impossible.
Yeah, I suspect that's going to end up us actually helping. Right. First things first, we need to go and find out what the heck's going on. So presumably they might be able to tell us a bit more about this here experiment. It's a cool looking place, I must admit.
The scale of the disaster is hard to accept.
You should be hanging your head in shame. But instead, here you are, acting like a common fool.
Borhal, calm down. Do not do this here.
How shameful of you to have these outbursts. Oh my, what would poor mother and father think? What
What's
do you
going on?
want?
Seriously, break it up. Nobody wants... Anyway, but yeah, break it up. Nobody wants to hear all this. There's enough problems going on.
That is what I have been saying, but nobody listens to me.
Please accept my apologies. I caught my brother attempting to do something unspeakable, and I could not contain my anger.
Oh yes, go on. Invite a total stranger into our family squabbles.
This is no squabble, you pompous fool. What you have done today is abhorrent. I can forgive stealing my money or pawning my valuables. What I cannot abide, however, is you attempting to some mother's urn with her remains still within.
I have done many things I am not proud of, but I have never stooped as low as that.
Indeed. That is seriously awful.
I was drunk. I did not know. All of those vases appeared the same.
It is an urn, not a vase, you ignoramus. And you were the one who chose it when Mother passed away. I am tired of your shamelessness, and I am done bearing what should be your indignity. Do you hear me? I am done. You have gone too far this time, Amila, and I cannot bear the humiliation of being your brother any longer. I challenge you to a duel. Danica shall be my second.
What? Are you mad?
Borhall, are you sure? There is already so much death in the city. What good would this do? There has to be another way.
Too late, Danica. He has issued his challenge.
Yeah, so
I
we'll go back on
accept.
that.
I, in fact, look forward to it. You shall be my second.
Hang on, what exactly is a second though?
Our job is to make preparations and ensure fairness on both sides. We shall have different duties between the two of us, but our aim is to prepare the site of the duel. Weapon...
Well, is there not a better way to resolve this thing?
No. I believe we have just passed the point of no return.
I would not have proposed the duel unless I were fully committed to it. I am well past the point of compromising.
But why? I mean, I'm completely new to this. You don't even know me.
No, why not you? You seem capable and trustworthy.
What?
The true answer is because Amila has no one, family or otherwise, willing to be his second. He has burned every bridge there is to burn. He will have to resort to picking someone off the street regardless, so it may as well be you.
I do not want to wait any longer than necessary. If you agree to this, you will allow us to come to an immediate resolution. I will pay you handsomely for that.
No. Okay, but someone's gonna have to explain to me what the heck I need to
Then
do.
it is settled. Outsider, you will work alongside Danica to prepare for the duel. As for you, Amila, enjoy these last few moments, for when we next meet, your shameful life ends.
Do not sound so confident, brother.
Their family home is this way.
I
It
cannot
is not
wait
far.
to be rid of.
We can discuss the matters there. You will be working with me. As
How did
seconds, it is our
how did
duty
I
to
get roped
prepare
into
for the
this?
duel and ensure fairness. I am sorry that you have found yourself in this situation. But know that you are doing Amila a great favor. He truly has no one else who would be willing to do this for him. He has burned every bridge imaginable. It seems that after years of suffering Amila's embarrassment, Borhall has reached the boiling point. But still, to challenge your brother to a duel. I pray that we will be able to work towards a peaceful
Our sins must
resolution
have been considerable.
before it's too
The
late.
great serpent to subject us to this.
Carol's wrist.
I got you your favorite from the meat house. Extra fatty, just the way you like.
Amila has shamed
You want to
us
eat
for
now?
the final time.
Oh, right, I've got to go. Hang on, where am I going? Where am I going? What am I doing? Right. Okay.
How are you handling everything?
Okay, well. Oh, I just need to follow you.
I see why Anasco spoke to you. You seem a charitable soul.
I don't know about that.
This is it. Shall we begin our duties?
Okay, so what exactly
Are
do I
you
need to
ready
do?
to discuss our rules?
I mean, they're not actually going to have a duel, by the way.
Oh, they are deadly serious. Borhall would have not dared to challenge Amila if not. The Odlum family has held duels in the past. It is something of a family tradition.
Hang on a minute. What do you mean they've had duels before?
Yes, there was a duel between their two great-grandfathers, I believe. From what Borhall has told me, it began as a property dispute. Their uncle died in a duel after being challenged by their grandfather. He was accused of stealing family heirlooms. History, it seems, repeats itself.
Okay. This, I think it's safe to say this family has a bit of a violent history then, doesn't it?
Yes, and it seems that the cycle will continue. Unless you are able to get the brothers to agree to a peaceful resolution.
Right, okay.
Very good. Let us begin. Your primary duty as Emila's second is to work with the brothers and see if a peaceful conclusion is possible. Namely, if Emila apologizes to Borhall and he accepts, the duel may not move forward.
Okay.
As for me, I will be procuring the weapons for the duel and the materials for the preceding ceremony.
Right.
Borhall, as challenger, reserves the right to choose the weapons, and he has chosen blades. Do you have any concerns?
Well, trouble is, I mean, if he's a bit of a drunkard, I mean, it hardly seems fair.
I will note your concern, but know that Borhall has the final say. If that is all, we will break here and see to our duties. Before that, though, I know that this duel is foolish. I am sorry you got pulled into this. I will try and find another peaceful solution to this problem, should you be unsuccessful in convincing them to call it off.
Hang on a minute. Since he challenged, does the other brother not have a right to any say in this?
Emila has the right to deliver a genuine apology to Borhall and stop this duel before it commences. The odds of him doing so, however, are low. The Odlum brothers, like their ancestors, are stubborn and prideful.
And is this specific to this family, or is it common amongst the Varun?
Duels were quite common 100 years ago, but have become more rare with each passing generation. At this point, the Odlum family is the only one that still takes part in this custom.
Alright, interesting. Okay, well, let's
Report
get to it
back
then.
to me when you have spoken with the brothers. We will discuss your secondary duty then.
Right, so I somehow need to convince these two. But it's a dumb idea. Yes, it is. I mean, seriously, this is a dumb... Hey, sleepyhead, get up. Have I got any... Yes, I have. I've got an alcoholic beverage that we can take
Great
advantage of.
serpent, give me the strength to do what must be done.
No, let's see if we can do otherwise.
What
than-
is it? I need to prepare.
Right. I think you need to call this
I
duel
will
off.
do no such thing, and will feel no regrets in avenging Amila's constant dishonors.
Understood.
I have given him every chance, every credit. I have begged him to turn himself around. But instead, it has been endless years of dishonor and pain. Damn him. I should have known years ago that this would be the only way things would end.
So, I mean, what's needed to actually call this off?
There is nothing that could lead me to calling it off. An apology from Amila is worthless. He always falls right back into his old ways. There is no apology grand enough to make up for nearly trading your late mother's remains to fund an addiction. That is inconceivable.
I mean, but surely you've got to accept an apology.
It
That's
would
right.
be if Amila weren't a habitual liar, deceiver, and cheater. As I said before, an apology from him is less than worthless. He has apologized countless times for a decade, only to continue stabbing me in the back.
I mean, have you not, like, tried to, like, help him?
Do you think I wanted this to happen? I tried to stop this downward spiral countless times. It was like saving someone from drowning, only for them to leap back into the ocean. Amila refuses to be helped, and he is determined to take me and the family name down with him.
Okay. So basically, I think your mind's made up then, isn't it?
If that is all, you may take your leave.
Okay. The firstborn. Alright, yeah, so because he's the oldest. Ah, right, so you're the one. So, yeah, Boral's the one who's basically responsible for looking after his younger brother. So maybe. I've got my suspicions that he might actually want this. Because if he dies, he gets the inheritance. Huh. Curious and curious. I mean, what if he is involved? I'm getting awfully suspicious. Because if she gets involved and helps him kill him. Hang on. I need to find evidence. I'm suddenly very suspicious now that I've found out that he didn't gain anything from the inheritance. So he's got every interest in his older brother dying, basically, because he'll inherit it all.
Bars are a seemingly universal constant across cultures.
Look who it is. I will not waste your time. I already know what you have come to ask. You wish to inquire if there is any possibility of me apologizing to my brother. The answer is no. The duel shall go forward as planned.
Well, that seems a bit odd. You seem quite eager to actually die, then.
Why are you so sure that I will die? I have been in plenty of scraps on the streets, and I am not some sheltered pushover like my brother.
I mean, why so... What exactly are you trying to prove, though, from a duel?
You cannot just turn your back on family like Borhall has done to me. And now he wants to kill me. If he wins, I hope the guilt of what he has done will rot him from the inside out. And if I win, it is justice.
What do you mean, justice? But anyway, but why is it so difficult to just apologize and...
He is trying to kill me. Why should I be the one to apologize? Borhall likes to paint me as a ne'er-do-well. But what type of psychopath wants to kill their own brother? It is not fair. He should be the one begging for my forgiveness.
What? Well, can I ask you some more personal questions?
Fine. But do try to be brief. I would prefer to be alone so that I may enjoy what could very well be my final moments alive.
So what exactly is the reason behind such a big divide between the two of you?
I do not know. Perhaps him challenging me to a duel has something to do with it.
And why won't you apologize?
Do I have something to apologize for?
Yeah. You've got to open up. I'm your second here. I'm supposed to be trying to get this peaceful resolution here. You're not exactly helping here.
Correct. You are my second, not my acquaintance. I do not wish to speak of these things with you.
Aye.
Just answer the damn questions, or I will make you answer.
Fine. Ask your questions again.
Okay then. So, what's this big divide? I have my suspicions.
I had a wife once. I'm not going to flatter myself and pretend that I was a good husband, but I loved her. And she loved me. Appreciated me. Faults and all. I never felt like I had to prove anything to her. When I say to you that she was my world, my everything, I am serious. She was perfect. And somehow, she loved something like me. It was like living in a dream every day. Nearly a decade ago, she and I shared a perfect night. In what I had believed would be a lifetime of perfect nights. But when I kissed her cheek in the morning, my lips froze. She was cold. Stone cold. After my beloved's death, I made one bad decision after another. To Borhal's credit, he was almost always there for me. He even paid for the funeral expenses. But he could not stop me from taking to the bottle, no matter how hard he tried. Eventually, he gave up on me. My own brother. His love and understanding has been replaced with scolding. I am truly alone.
Yeah, well, the trouble is, I mean, even though, yeah, I mean, that's a bad path to go down, but even still, you can't expect them to keep just supporting you like that.
If it were Borhal in my stead, I would forgive him, like a brother is supposed to do. Family is family. We are supposed to be there for each other, no matter what. I would never have deigned to challenge him to a duel. He cares more about respect, the family name, honor, everything, except for me.
Tolerances, though. There's only so much you can do. Anyway, condolences on your wife.
But no amount of condolences will bring her back.
That is true. Probably not a question, but are you actually scared of dying?
Look at me. Really look at me. Do I appear to be someone that has much to live for? If I die, I die. Nothing to be scared of. Except giving Borhal the satisfaction of taking my life.
I don't think he's gonna particularly enjoy it, quite frankly, even if he did. Come on, seriously, though. Is it that bad?
I suppose the thought has crossed my mind. Maybe it would be better to be dead. I could be with my wife. Well, if the Great Serpent would let me be with her. We're never the most devout in Dasra. I am not sure that I want to die, but there really is not much to live for, is there? But I am not just going to let Borhal end me. I cannot give him that satisfaction.
And do you think you would actually win in this duel?
As in, am I physically capable? Perhaps, if the Great Serpent wills it. Am I mentally capable? I believe so. I have never felt this fury within me before.
Yeah, it's not anger aimed at him, it's anger at your loss of your wife. Okay, well, that was it.
Yes, I have. I am ready to fight and to die, if that is what the Great Serpent wills. Perhaps Borhall was depending on me being a coward. Perhaps he did not truly believe this duel would go on. Unfortunately for him, I am no coward.
I pray that the Great Serpent will deliver us from our hard... ship soon.
There's a nice view, but that must be where the experiment's going on. That's weird.
I just cannot believe this happened.
We lost a lot of good people to the Vortex. Bar seems much emptier. Quieter.
So that was his tipping point,
Perhaps he is
losing
not
his
dead,
wife.
but abandoned his post?
What?
Yeah, it's understandable. I mean, that was basically his tipping point. His brother's... He's only got so much tolerance. I think it is just what it is. I'm not seeing any other evidence to suggest it is planned. I don't know. Do with finding out more. I'm just suspicious. I'm just very, very suspicious about this. Just
You
that.
need me for something?
2 seconds. I've just got this big suspicion that this is planned. But it's deliberate. It's intentional.
Greetings. What is it now?
Can I ask you some questions?
No, you are not my second. I do not see how this is pertinent to your duties.
Show a modicum of respect and answer the questions.
Yes, my apologies. You are right. Forgive my ignorance. I will answer any questions you have for me.
I mean, so the thing is, I mean, he feels as if you just gave up on him.
Grot shit! I was by his side for years afterwards, supporting him. I was saddened by her passing. And I cannot imagine what Amila went through during that time. But how many years am I expected to take care of him? To smack the bottles from his hand, to pay the bail when he was caught stealing. I have done more for him in 10 years than he has ever done for me in our lifetimes.
So I mean, from your perspective, though, what exactly is the reason there's such a rift between the two of you?
The Koza ruined him. Once he began living at the bottom of a bottle, everything changed. I am just exhausted by him. It is exhausting to constantly be blamed by him for all of his problems, while always being expected to forgive and help him when he demands.
So what exactly is this cause? I'm assuming it's an alcoholic beverage.
An alcohol made from goat milk.
Ah, right.
Amila is absolutely dependent on it, and his wife was too.
Oh.
The damn stuff rots your brain, I swear. He has always been a troublemaker. But once the Koza took over, he went from bad to worse. Now he is just an addict and a thief. I will be putting him out of his misery.
And what was... I mean, how did the two of you get on before this addiction, though?
We were never the closest of brothers, as our personalities are just so different. But we were close enough. He was a free spirit, which irked my parents. Honestly, I respected him a lot. He was unbreakable, even though the world was not always kind to him. He was funny, kind, and he always was trying to cheer me up, even if I had nothing to be sad about. The Amila you know now is not my brother. My brother may as well have died years ago. The Emila walking around today is nothing like what he used to be.
It's interesting that just a minor thing, well, slight change, slight different in how he reacted has caused all this. Just one thing. Something have you reached a point where you actually just hate him?
I do not hate him. I do not love him either. And I can no longer tolerate him. I am sure Emila will spin a tale about his hard life. But the truth is that he has always been a miscreant and a troublemaker. But when Father moved to strike him, who dove in front of the blows? When Mother would not feed him, who sacrificed their food? It was me. It was always me. How does he repay me? He steals my valuables, slanders my name, and brings dishonor on the family. Any affection I had for my brother is long dead.
So basically you just, I mean, can you just like let him go and put ties with him? I mean, do you have to kill him?
No, Great Serpent, no. I will take no pleasure in his death. However, I may admittedly feel relief. I will mourn the loss of my brother. The brother he used to be, at least. And I will pray that his restless soul finds comfort with the Great Serpent.
May as well ask it again, but I mean, what exactly have you been doing to help him?
I have done everything, and he has left me with nothing. He comes begging for money, so I gave it to him. Then he comes begging for my items to pawn, so I sacrifice them. And then he comes screaming to me that I hate him, that I have done nothing to help him. All of this for a decade now. I would lay by his side every night praying that he would not choke on his own vomit. But in the mornings when I would throw away his bottles of Koza, he would fight me like a monster. I used to take such pride in giving to the community, and in using my privileged position to help the less fortunate in the city. But I can no longer do that, as Emila has taken nearly every cent from me. I have sacrificed my entire purpose for living in the hopes that Emila would get better. And he never does.
I mean, probably not, but do you think he could actually beat you?
Not at all. I have served my time in the military. Emila's condition made him unfit for service. He may put up a good fight, but I will surely be the victor. Good day.
I'm deeply suspicious. Still suspicious. Something just doesn't feel right. Yeah, looks like we didn't exactly have an easy life then. So he's been spending all that time. So his bigger brother's been defending him against his parents all this time. And he's just got so used to it, he expects him to step in at every opportunity. I'm curious. Right, that one will work on the outer edge, so that's going to be would need a 1. Yeah, it's got to be that then. Now that'll work on the inside. Nothing. That'll work on the outside. And there's that one, possibly. So that's, yeah, that doesn't work anywhere. Neither does that one. So it looks like it's going to be that one and that one then. So that doesn't work anywhere else. Oh, that's useful. That'll work. There, that leaves... Ooh, is that going to work? So that one there, and that one there.
How quick
Shh.
can you get that done?
I'm just looking for any
Need
useful
help with
information.
anything?
No. Let's go down. That takes us to here. So presumably he lives down here then. Yeah, it seems like his brother's always been there to step in for him. I think that's about as far as he's willing to go. I feel obliged just to try one more time to speak to him. Seems... yeah,
Do
he's
not
just
let
got...
Amila break you down.
He's just got so used to his brother helping him. And that's why it's got me a bit concerned, should we say. It's surprising what people who get to his state will do.
What? Make it quick, please. What?
Oh, I can't ask you those questions, can I?
All right.
Fudgesicles. I was hoping there might be some shred of evidence somewhere to point me in the direction that these two, him and her, are up to something.
How did you fare?
Nah, the trouble is they're both stubborn.
As predicted, they have been blinded by scorn for one another. But you may still have a chance to halt any bloodshed. Listen to me very carefully. Your final duty as a second is to prepare the ceremonial drinks that the duelist will imbibe prior to the duel. As you are preparing the drinks, you will treat each cup with this tranquilizer. Borhall and Amila will be too weak to fight after drinking this. This duel is idiotic, we both know it. It is a needless loss of life during a crisis where there is already so much death. And the victor will rue his actions for the remainder of his life. You have one final chance to stop this.
You are placing both of their lives into our hands. This responsibility is not fair.
What is unfair about saving 2 lives?
And are you sure this is safe to use?
Theoretically, this should be safe.
And why are you leaving it to me to do this? Why wouldn't you have done it?
Tradition decrees that the second of the challenged prepares the ceremonial drinks. I, as the challenger's second, will lead the duelist in a final prayer. We must follow tradition closely so as to not arouse suspicion. If Borhall is wary of us, he will remove us as second and simply hire others. And the bloodshed will move forward unchallenged.
Yeah. Trouble is, it's kind of biased going in one direction, though. But surely it's not going to solve anything, though. You're just going to end up with the two of them waking up and it's like, let's do it all over again.
Very good. Report to me when you are finished. May the Great Serpent aid us.
I'm not liking this strategy. I mean, it doesn't really solve the problem, does it? Yeah, it just doesn't really fix the underlying problem. There is no solution as such, but I mean, it's a tranquilizer for both of them. Oh, this is just strange.
We're all here because we're committed to the biggest question of all. What's out there? You're part of Constellation now. Part of our family.
We do not fully understand all that is at work here.
No finer group in the stars to be unraveling this mystery.
I'll follow you from here on out, Captain.
Grab jump is ready. I love this part.
These artifacts could be everything we've been looking for. Another great secret the universe is asking us to unravel.
Human settlements throughout the galaxy could be at risk.
We are not stopping. Whatever lies at the end of this road will change humanity forever. This is where we belong.